huh? No, it didn't.
You put it, no, I mean, but you have it.
Well,
we're here.
Oh, I should. Yeah. I mean, you saw those, right?
So I'm here with John Blyler at the 49th Annual Design Automation Conference. And what's really cool with John is he has his finger on the pulse of some of the, it's easy for me to say, some of the most exciting things happening in this industry, but he's here today just to kind of give us a live update on what is exciting, what's new here at DAC this year in San Francisco. So what caught your eye this morning besides ChipEstimate.com and our keynote with John Heinlein?
He always does a good keynote, so that was well worth attending. Well, last night I heard Gary Smith's talk, which kind of is the pre-DAC, and so it gives a system flavor to everything. This move to subsystem IP, the move to silicon prototyping, virtual prototyping, right, the whole gauntlet. So, and there's some startups now that are specializing in this. They don't call it subsystem IP, but that's what it is. This multi domain platforms, of which IP is the building block.
Cool. Now you used to be with recently with Silicon, did some really great stuff there, and we worked very, very closely. ChipEstimate.com worked very, very closely with Kalar and Silicon to collaborate on with their IP catalog, make it very visible on our chip planning portal. And we just got through with our keynote speaker, with John Heinlein, and you noticed, and a couple of things from his presentation, it wasn't the IP stacking, but rather it was what was?
Well, it's the, I think POP is an example of that, where you have a foundation, a core, and certainly it's processor based, but maybe it's GPU based, maybe it's some other element, but even that isn't the differentiator. It's all that is expected now together, and then you have an application on top. Now that application doesn't even, the application is often like a infotainment system in a car or something. It's IP, and of course then software on top of that. So it's, we've talked about it for years, but it really does seem to be happening. Gary talked about getting under the $50 million cost for a SoC, and this seems to be the way to do it. And maybe I suppose you saw that at
there are interesting things that are happening in that. And again, going back to the semiconductor, I mean, that is one of the industries that has actually been the most innovative in the last 6 years in terms of cost reductions, right? But there are a few things that can happen. One is the cloud-based platform, I think, on the EDA it could help. But then going back to the POP and other things, the complexity of the chip has gone so high that you need all those things to get the maximum, optimal chip outside, right? And you can't sit and do it from the transistor level anymore. Now there are other things that are happening. Interestingly, there's a company called Marseille, which is also kind of has this virtual chip methodology that they claim that they can do a chip in less than $15 million tape out. In other words, you could actually have the chip completely tested out in a system level before you actually commit to silicon.
So this is the,
This is the first 3D FPGA. And Wooter.
3D for stacked die or no?
Yeah. So,
really?
So if you look at this, so what this is these are each individual FPGA die. They're slices. And they're put on a silicon interposer. They're flipped upside down, placed on here just like a regular, like a regular IC. So what it is, we put the entire Zinc design with the ARM core on it and the FPGA logic and interconnect, all within these devices. So we took that same thing, and when we actually got the real silicon for the device, we actually put it onto this.
This one here.
Yeah.
And
you want to describe the advantage?
Okay.
And you can see it.
We got it. We got it.
We put it in here.
Right.
So you went from 5 to 6 devices to 1. You went from 85 watts to 15 watts. The runtime went down by about a factor of 4 in the tools. And the performance, this design runs at about 5 to 10 megahertz. Emulated performance, you run at 50 right here without any further optimization. So it's a pretty dramatic improvement.
So very cool stuff with Mike and Woder over at Xilinx.
Yeah.
Things they're changing. They're getting smaller, faster, cheaper.
Cheaper, always cheaper.
Yeah. But
and it's really happening.
This is great for day one, early day one at DAC. And we'll do another review on Tuesday, and also get John's observations for Wednesday, too, to see what's new and exciting.
Excellent.
And there we are. Well, thank you so much.
Excellent, as always.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Sean.
Bye.